So, Mike, what do you do?
Well, actually, I'm a comedian. But the problem is, everybody used to get up and walk out. But I fixed that. What I did was I became a teacher, so nobody could leave the show until class was over.
Because they get an F?
Because that's rude. It's rude to leave the show before it's over if you're a teacher. In fact, Mr. Z, that's me, has been known as the person that makes learning fun. I really enjoy helping people.
What do you like to teach the most?
Well, the most, I like to teach technology, but sometimes people are like computers. You have to punch in information, and but I think my skill is taking the intimidation out of technology.
So you make it easier for people?
Yes, and I make learning fun. In fact, on my business materials, Mr. Z, he makes learning fun. In fact, I'm very animated. It's hard to tell by the way I'm sitting so still here. But I really enjoy the classroom situation where I can move around and help everybody. And the thought of a job, a 9 to 5 where you get tied to the desk with a ball and chain, that scares the heebie-jeebies out of me.
Yeah, I don't like that idea either.
The thing that's good for me as an IT instructor, what I can do, what I really enjoy is not telling people what to do, but saying, let's do this. We need to do that. Would you guys mind doing this, and we'll do that? And I seem to have the skill of engaging the forces and helping everybody working together. So
how about doing some training videos on YouTube?
Well, it depends what my clients need. If they think that they can recycle my teaching performances and I'll get residual income, that sounds very attractive to me.
Or we could actually do it on an internet site.
Well, we can do it to an internet site, but definitely, I'd like to put the fun back into education. In fact, that's why I like helping elderly people. In fact, I think there's a giant market for training of the senior citizen population.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, good. Friday, Mr. Z's coming over for 2 hours. He's getting $1,000, but there's 500 of us, and we all have a ride. He gives us a handout, and afterwards we can't remember his name, and we see him next week. And for me, I mean, that sort of...
And they probably look forward to it all week, huh?
Yeah, I mean, if you can think, Allison, just consider this possibility, which I've thought about before. You approach a person approaches an old age home, or what they call it, a senior service center or whatever, and old age home, and then you mentioned to the guy, you could do this at churches too, extramural activities, having activities that the elderly can look forward to. In fact, that model can be adapted to churches, because I met a pastor the other day that said that there was a need for computer training in his congregation, which is pretty old. And the example that I used there was where people have computers, they have relatives on the mainland. All they need is somebody to connect them through Skype, and then they can actually see their grandchild every weekly instead of every year in the flesh. And for me, myself, this Skype business has actually changed the world.
Yeah.
I pick up the phone, it's 0.06 to anywhere in the world. It's free nationally. And when I'm talking to somebody, I'm sure that they're not actually surfing the web when I'm talking to them, because we have to have eye contact. And in the past, that's been pretty difficult for me. And now that I'm getting a little bit older, I realize the importance of eye contact when we communicate with each other. And the importance of being aligned with the person that you're talking to. Okay, Allison is sitting here like this right now. So it would be very bad for me to be sitting like this. Hi, Allison, how you doing? So without getting busted, I intentionally try to match myself with her a little bit. Put my arm across like that. Some people say it's matching, but I like to refer to it as being aligned with the person that I'm trying to create rapport with. And typically, most people refer to that as being comfortable with the person.
And is that
So-
like in Rome, do as the Romans do?
No, that's got nothing to do with the Romans. But what it has a lot to do with is matching a person. Like if you from New York, if a person is from New York and they meet somebody from Alabama, they better not talk to them like they do in New York, or that guy from North Carolina or whatever is going to get upset. So people that learn to modulate their voice and the speed of their voice and the tonality of their voice,
Mm-hmm.
and they're familiar with neuro-linguistic programming techniques that are becoming quite popular these days, that really help me in my life. In fact, I am now a self-esteeming person, and prior to this I was otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
My behavior is changing because I'm able to do things that I don't feel like, because I know when I do things I feel better afterwards, instead of waiting for when I feel like doing it, which never came. So I was always sort of mad at myself because I never managed to do what I really wanted to do.
Right.
So, you know, all of these skills that I have, that I've developed over the last 40.x years, I'm very excited to be able to integrate a lot of these skills now and give back to society. Well, not give back. I need to benefit in terms of financial benefits, of course. But one day, I hope to grow. I hope to create a large enough empire that can help a lot of people.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but
Well,
in the
nice talking
meantime-
to you, Mike.
In the meantime, let's put some food on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And until next time, Allison.
Aloha.
Aloha, and we'll see you next week, same time,
Okay.
same place.
All right.
Bye.
Sounds good. Bye.